Degree 100 Paragons are very highly regarded, but is that also the case for the new Ice Paragon? Because while Degree 100 Ice looks nice and all, it is the lowest damaging Paragon, and usually high degrees are, well, for the damage. So that being said, is getting Degree 100 Ice actually worth it? Well, to answer that, we're gonna hop into yet another boss, this time Phase, because I believe skipping a Skull of Phase with Ice Paragon's ability is much better than something like, say, Blastopolis. One reason being simply that Elite Phase has less skulls than Blastopolis, so skipping 1 out of 7 skulls is not as impactful as skipping 1 of 5, like Phase. Don't mind me also just doing the same old usual of getting a Monkeyopolis on round 31 with Geraldo. As much as people are gonna say, isn't Silas great with Ice Monkey? It very much is, and in fact, I think if our goal is not to get to 300 and simply a high enough degree Paragon, then hell yeah, in fact, Silas would be the perfect, because he can, 1, decrease the cost of tier 5 Ice Monkeys and give you 2 of them, which is a huge chunk of degrees, but unlike Silas, who is capped at 2, Geraldo can go to infinity power with his, well, Paragon Totems. So sadly, as much as I hate to keep using Geraldo all the time, he is the only way to unlock D100 in the first place. So we must pick him. I also just want to jump off a cliff right now. This looks like enough space for a farm, but I didn't leave enough space. 1 minute in and I am done with life already. Now, if you don't know, actually, whenever a Paragon comes out, I usually do test the degree 100 version or a very high degree version against a boss. Whatever the case, most of the time the build-up to that is very simple, but I believe this one is going to be the hardest build-up yet. I already mentioned this in my initial Ice Showcase, and that's simply because getting pops on Ice Monkeys, especially in bosses, is very tough. Because none of the Ice Pads are actually DPS. You can't do high boss damage, only really to regular balloons, so right now, I want to go up and pull up this Paragon degree calculator. Ignore the fact that it's a Dart Monkey. This ice isn't added, but it's the same for every Paragon. Essentially, I want to see how many Paragon totems it would take if we did not max out the pops required, which is normally 16.2 million. You see, with 16.2, then you really only need 20 Paragon totems to reach degree 100. But right now, by my estimation, I'm gonna lean very conservative here and say we can only get from the AI balloons and Phase 7 million pops. And you see, that would only get us degree 88. And so therefore, we need a lot of Paragon totems to make up for that. 40 isn't gonna cut it. 45 isn't gonna even cut it. 50 might barely cut it. And even then, it's sus. And so, with the fact that you can only get 1 Paragon totem per round, means we kind of have to get Geraldo to level 20 and his Paragon totems 50 rounds ahead of tier 5. And that's not very far from now, as you see. Now, if you excuse me, I'm just going to do the usual very boring tier 1 defense of an Elite Defender. And we'll call it that. No need really to get an Ice Paragon. Well, again, until tier 5. But another issue is that because I'm stacking Paragon totems for the end boss, that means I gotta beat tier 1 to 4 Phase without Paragons at all. I mean, that's not too hard. There's been many weeks where you did Paragon list, but it's just a lot of effort, you know, compared to just plopping down, say, a degree 20 wizard and calling it a day. No, we gotta get True Sun God, 5,000 tax shooters, ninjas, and all of that. Now that's gonna be real fun. Anyway, let's just get faster, get Elite Defender faster by selling that. Also, strategically leaving the zebras so that Elite Defender shoots faster. We hit the skull, so I actually want to leak Bloons too to get the attack speed, but it is what it is. Maybe we can do this round, actually. Yeah, this is perfect. For those who don't know, Elite Defender shoots like 1% faster every percent of the track a balloon is through. Let 1 leak, put it back in first so we don't die, and get some massive attack speed. Bad news, invincibility means we didn't really make too much good use out of the attack speed. We lost a good amount of time there. Rip. Looks like we got the same thing for this round, but I can't leak a ceramic. I can leak a white balloon though. That was good. Also, shout out Bloon Trap for still being useful. On a lot of maps, we are playing an easy map spot hits because otherwise I think Ice Paragon would have no chance of defending tier 5 on its own. But where I have the trap placed, it allows the portal limb balloons to still spawn into it. Normally on a linear map that doesn't have any overlaps. If your trap only sees the entrance, then you're kind of cooked and you won't make any money from it, but glad we kept it around. Final stretch. Retarget trap over here, and we're gonna lose 8 rounds of, or take 8 rounds to beat this, but that's no biggie. Because we farmed up a decent amount while we were just letting Elite Defender handle everything. Easy peasy. 3rd central marker now, and 1 more before selling for the usual B central. With the power of greed, we have got this. Can get the fertilizer this round. I think if I sell, I'm a bit short, but nah, I'm greeding. I'm greeding for this, and no one's going to stop me. Yes, sell my entire defense. It's okay, because we can get Bloon Traps back. That's not a big deal. It's worth the extra round. We'll get this Bloon Trap ASAP, and we won't die. Trust. Alright, how's this for some pre-tier 2 income? It might seem daunting, because again, I need to get level 20 Geraldo, which costs at this point well in excess of 100k. But you think about it, there's actually nothing compared to challenges I did in the past. I remember when the Spike Factory Paragon came out, notably on this map. I think in order to get a really, really good time, I had to get, like, a Spike Factory Paragon on the same round that I'm trying to get, like, Degree 20 Geraldo. Which, by the way, that's like a $100,000 upgrade versus $800,000. Quite a big difference. Anyway, just the usual standard mad, because that combo works, and we'll go from there. Because we're not selling any farms at all, I think it's fine if this takes a long time. I'm also not going to use the mad ability until I get an overclock buff on it, otherwise it's not worth it to use. You get such big value out of the mad ability. Also, wait after skull so that we don't get it during the 3-second invulnerability phase. There we go, now we use it. And we basically skip a skull for free. Another one. Mad ability. Overclock. And this is going to be real fast. Let's go ahead and proper flavor trades just for the mad. 1 more combo of overclock and mad. And there she goes. Bye-bye. Now we got 100k. To save a bit of money, Energizer for 30k will cost less XP in the long run. I also think that we're so rich, we probably shouldn't be too picky, as in, don't wait to the absolute last round, 69, 70. Overall, you still want as much wiggle room as possible, so that we're not sweating our ass off later and making sure if we have got enough pops on our ice or not. So I would say 3 more rounds, no specific reason for that. I just think that's the right time. That's all. So he's only level 12. How much is this gonna cost? Boom, 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 boom. Still 3 levels to go. We will have to sell some stuff. Well, I literally just bought these a round ago, but I guess they have to go, sadly. Still 1 more level. This, and boom. And don't forget, we still need $26,000 for the Paragon Totem. But we can make that in the middle of the round, so I don't need to sell anything more. Also, you don't want to buy both the shop, because it's expensive. You'd rather get income first, and then once you make enough, then you don't have to worry about spending too much money. You can basically spend as you please. But now we just got to keep afloat an extra 26k before the end of next round, and etc, etc. I think it would be a mistake at this point also not to probably jump straight to an Icicle Impale. I need to start getting pops somehow, some way. So even if round 69 to 80 give us barely anything, it's still a little bit extra of a safety cushion. Also, since when did Ice Platform allow you to put a heli pilot in between, like right on top of the track? I don't think that's legal, but I'm doing this so I can move the Impale out of the way for my Sun Temple. It should be noted that Sun Temple's got yet another change this update that does affect if you're playing bosses, and that's the fact that normally you want to go for 25k of a support sacrifice so that you get the $6,000 per round and whatever other bonuses, like 20% discount. But now they shifted that up, like, to scale better. Instead of being 25k to get the last jump for 50k, it's now just 45 to 50. So we need 45,000 instead. That's a lot of money. Money that I'm not too enthused about spending, but it is what it is. 48k here. Good enough, close enough for me. Vibe check. How close are we to degree 100 right now? Obviously, quite far away, but 34 already is a good start, just 7 rounds in. Once again, the biggest number to keep note of is the pop section. Currently sitting at 435 power. Our goal is to get that as high as possible to as close to 90,000. 90,000 power is equivalent to the max 16.2 million pops, and again, if our aim is like 7 million, then that would equate to approximately 40,000 power, so just keep note of that, that's all. Also, there is a little bit of a flaw with this 7 million number, and that's because even though it was like a very conservative number, it's the fact that during the time tier 3 and 4 phase is alive, my ice towers are not going to be getting most of the pops and balloons coming in. It's going to have to be the other towers. Reluctantly, I'll get a mad, and I guess the best tower against phase that, like, benefits well with super brittle buff debuffs is the ninja army. Only issue is that spot hits, land space is limited, so I don't know if I can get a 20 max army, but I feel like 10 to 15 is probably fine. Okay, this is kind of a lot worse than 10 to 15, but I'll take it for now. The main focus should just be don't forget to use any Paragon totems, alright? Doesn't really matter how long it takes to beat this part, because it's mostly tier 4 I'm worried about. Tier 4 is where, like, round 103, 102, 103 are very deadly. And also, I keep forgetting I have to go camo with when it comes to phase. This is going to be a quick one. And it's all thanks to Mad, I think, right? Actually, Grandmaster doing pretty well too, but it's also because I give it so many debuffs. Hell, even with this quote-unquote supposed fast kill of tier 3, it's already round 83. So imagine all of round 102, 103, 104, all those pops going towards ninjas and mads rather than ice monkeys themselves. Now, one thing I just realized I could do, Jarrier Fire. Jarrier Fire is a small boost and very negligible, but it is something to sorta help the ice catch up in pops. Alright, at long last, phase is dead on round 86. Now we can quickly get back to drop totems. Awfully close to letting it overflow there for a second, but we're safe. Okay, there's also another issue with building a ninja army this close to the entrance. It's at least for round 87 to 99. It's gonna be too close to the entrance, so I think I need to sell these shinobis here, so one, they don't start attacking, and two, for the time being, just fill the very top with ice monkeys. I need these towers, notably the Icicle Impale, to just keep everything at the entrance. That's all I ask. Oh, never mind. Grandmaster Ninjas still attack, so okay, I guess we have to employ the biggest shift, and that's just simply to Chinook it away, and I guess sell these for the time being. Sell these two. We can rebuild them easy. I just didn't want to lose Ultra Boost stacks on a tower that I'm not gonna need to do damage. This is an example of what we'll be missing out on, by the way, if we don't beat phase fast enough. Look at just how good Ice Shards is at doing damage, or Super Brittle is at doing damage to these balloons coming in, which we don't have an opportunity to do. If, again, it takes too many rounds. I think under 5 is good, or under 6. 106 doesn't have that many balloons, but I know 107 and beyond does, so that's my goal right now. See, we're only 8% of the way to the maximum for pops. There we have it, folks, 20 stacks. I know I'm missing jungle drums, but I can do without it. We still have a lot of excess cash, so I'll just spend big on stuff like, I don't know, Legend of the Night that we know will pump in damage. F it, make space for Big Plane 2. Once again, reminder, make sure to drop totems. Everything else is secondary. Bring it in. Homeland now. And it's gonna get mighty laggy. I do like the progress so far, but that is with the giant boost of, well, whatever the hell this thing is providing. Yeah, even again, with all the buffs given to it, that damage is going nowhere on any of these ice monkeys. Please don't lose. Oh god, that's a big jump forward. Great, now my Super Riddle's completely out of range, but thankfully, this is why we bring Chinook for these very moments. I think I found a spot here. Come on. With the ZMG still being up here, I mean, the Ice Monkeys and their Jerry Fires still are hacking in a decent punch. It's just, it might not be doing enough damage to everything coming in. Do any of the Ice Monkeys here need a refresh of Jerry Fire? Yes, there's one here. Skull number 2 now. I think I can keep the Super Riddle in the same spot, and I'll be fine. I also keep forgetting that I could use a Rejuve, which I will, for back-to-back homelands. Can't tell if my Toaster PC needs an upgrade at this point, or if BT6 has gotten leggier, but this has been a rough several rounds in terms of performance. Never seen leg spikes as big as this before, while having, like, more on the screen previously. Oh, I'm also an idiot. Oh, these had to be 204 Ice Monkeys, because it doesn't see camo. My bad, y'all. Same with the Ice Impale over here, but I was thinking for this one, in terms of, like, doing damage to balloons, which in that case, I think it's fair. So all those Jerry Fires in I'm getting for the Ice Monkeys to try to do boss damage kind of amounts to nothing. At least this one kind of works. Sadly, we're also not going to reach our goal of beating this before 107 spawns in. Still got a skull in a bit to go. I'm going to be honest, guys. I think we're doomed here. 109 started. We are not getting shit at this rate, let me tell you. I'm going to slowly start selling stuff off. Actually, yeah, I can start selling now. Get rid of the ninjas up here because they are the ones doing damage to all the ZMGs. So I'll get myself a little bit of a head start here. One more mad ability and GG. And sell, yeah, just sell the temple now. F it, everything. Huge leg spike, by the way, because temple needs a lot of calculations to recalibrate the attack speed of all these new monkeys. Just keep only Ice Monkey damaging towers on the field, and we are good. And we don't have to worry about other towers stealing pops anymore. Well, let's just hope we have enough now that that nightmare's done with. We do have 10 rounds of juicy balloons to gobble up. Next round especially. So check this out. Starting at 11k power, or rather 12% of the way. Let's see how much extra percent we can gain. Closer to the max with just this one round here. Combo Homeland and this for get this triple the attack speed. Could you imagine if this thing had even more Ultra Boost X? Man, that was quick. Up to 18% now. Yeah, that was big. Big boost. It's a shame not every round is going to be like that. I guess since we have the ability to. Just get rid of the boats whenever possible. I accidentally perm brew them. Alright, great news, everybody. I think, despite how scary it looked, we're gonna make it. Even though, like, I thought the pop count needed to be 40,000, but take a look. We're only at 26,000 after this. It takes us to 87, and come on. Oh, so close. I think one more round does it, or maybe just an extra Paragon Totem. Oh, perfect. It's there. Just in the nick of time. I say in the nick of time because even though we do have 3 rounds leeway, I do want to use the next couple rounds to get other Paragons too, because it's not just going to be the Ice Monkey. So here we go. Blast off and get 100. The only bad downside is that, yeah, the range isn't good. Nothing we can do about it, but at least Phase is going to be around this area for a good amount of the time. I guess in the meantime, take a look at the beauty of that ice attack. Now, one thing I guess wasn't shown is that the attack is actually an ice laser beam. Don't worry, I've heard everybody's calls to turn up accessibility back to 100%, because without 100, 1, you don't see the ice platform around the Ice Monkey, and 2, you kind of miss out on some pretty big things, like the fact that every 4th attack, well, does the Snowstorm animation, wait for it. This is the plus 10, whatever the Snowstorm animation was. The other 3 do not apply the plus 10, but the thing is, even at degree 1, the Ice Paragon shoots fast enough that it doesn't matter. Whatever blue on screen is always going to have plus 10 on it. Which is why I was saying earlier that I feel like getting a higher degree on the Ice Monkey doesn't do that much for utility. Because if you're only getting it for damage, which is a terrible and awful idea, don't try this at home, then needs to say you're using your money very inefficiently. The traps are just for a higher NG degree, by the way, because with Power Glove... Oh, I gotta get it now, by the way. Let's stop waiting. It also doesn't matter whether I get it to exactly degree 40, so I'll be funny and annoying or mildly infuriating and just do 39. Because again, it's just the cooldown I care about, not the actual attack. That's why I put it in the corner. But I need the Power Glove to cool off. Speaking of Power Glove, it actually got nerfed. I should mention, the initial cooldown is a lot longer. I hope I got it early enough to have it ready. But the thing is, the ice can't even attack to start, so it's fine. Other things that buff the Ice Paragon. Glaive Dominus, degree 1 in the corner, can get us 10% attack speed. And Boat. Boat I can't really tuck away because it's going to attack no matter what, so I'll just put it up here. But you want it for the 20% attack speed, or 17, however much it is. However, I don't want all these degrees because it's a ice showcase, not Boat. So goodbye degree 45. We're just here for the degree 1, that's all. And the best thing about this is that if this experiment fails and the degree 100 ice is not enough, it's very simple. I can add, again, because of the plus 10 debuff, 1 damage towers, and it will perform very well. The screen is now deleted of clutter, and now for the ultimate test. Can the Herald of Everfrost solo? Let me just check. How much damage does, why does degree 1 boat still do that much damage? Okay, believe me, this should still count as a mostly solo Paragon. I mean, look at it. Look at that. Don't forget to, like, Bloons being behind phase increases its damage. Granted, boat hooking it in. Do I use Fimbulwinter now? Yes, yes, yes. Did I time it correctly? Oh my god, I hate this so much. I know a lot of you were saying how turning off accessibility to 90 or turning down to 99 would affect or somehow affect my time, but no, it doesn't. I still mistimed it there. It's because I just, again, used it too late. And that's a skill issue on my part, and that's really brutal because, as you see right now, there's a big chunk of time where it doesn't attack. The good news is I can at least try again next time, and the thing is, you're only allowed 1 Fimbulwinter per skull anyway. So technically speaking, not really a big loss, although it is better to use it on the first skull, just because, like, after every skull, phase will, like, lower the attack speed of everything on screen, I believe. So using it on skull 1 is best, because then you delay it, the attack speed losses by 1 every skull. I sure hope it did. Okay, this time for sure, okay? Okay, use it early, because it's a 5-second window you can use it in. You can count once the skull hits. So 1, 2, 3, nice. Perfectly in the middle. And you see how OP this is? 1, phase doesn't jump forward, and 2, the reality shield is completely gone. I think this is probably, like, the best boss to use, like, the ice negation on, because you just negated 3 effects. You now have less attack speed penalty, less jump forward from phase, and, like, in general, just less HP. What's not to like? And now, even though you can only use Fimbulwinter once per round, I believe you can still freeze the boss too, so it's still worth using. I'm not going to use it now, though. Oh, no, I'm going to use it. I said I wasn't going to use it because I think when you freeze it, it's going to be out of range. It's not going to attack, so it's kind of a waste. Yeah. I don't know if that was really worth it, but it'll be back up again by the time it turns around, so I don't think it really makes a big difference. Yeah, it's already back up again. I still can't use it. So no harm in using it at the very end. Got it. Waiting for Power Glove or it to start attacking again. Perfect. Now another Fimbulwinter to keep this locked in place. Spot Pits is kind of unlucky in terms of the track length, because look at this jump forward. It's going to use up all of that good time to where it's supposed to attack. I think ideally, like, at least, I think the most ideal placement would be to reach the skull right before it exits the tip, so it uses its jump forward time to basically loop around the part where the ice doesn't attack, like here is what I'm saying. Anyway, my suggestion that I forgot to bring up last time, but in terms of making Degree 100 more desirable for support reasons, not just, like, for damage, which no one's ever going to get, maybe make the range scale with degrees. I know that would make it very different from every other Paragon, because right now the formula is the exact same. Also, I can't really time the skull, because it's going to attack no matter what. I can't turn it off, so might as well just use this now while I'm already here. And just live with the fact that I have to wait one more loop. We're going to have enough, thankfully. How much did... Okay, yeah. Boat is impossible to, like, see the exact boss damage of, because it just hooks in the ZMGs, which adds millions to its pop count. But yeah, again, the range would be a big departure from other Paragons, but honestly, I'm kind of surprised why other Paragons just don't get range bonuses either from extra degrees. I feel like even if it's tiny, it kind of goes a long way. I'm not Ninja Kiwi, just some food for thought and a suggestion, that's all. Final stretch, and it looks like we will have our answer. Ice Paragon can do it, but it takes all the buffs, all the Paragon buffs, and all of the rounds required. Once again, best to stick this with a bunch of other towers that would benefit from its plus 10 debuff, which, if you would like to see showcases of that, then don't worry, I got more cooking. You'll have to wait for that, though. In the meantime, do subscribe. I would appreciate it a lot. If you're looking for more content as well, then don't worry. ISAB Extras has got you covered. My second channel, where I post a lot of my other content in a longer form if you're looking for some more chill stuff to watch.